Rabbi, you are muted.
You'd think after months and months and months, this wouldn't happen. Thank you, Cantor. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. I'm Rabbi Zach Shapiro. Welcome to our Friday evening Shabbat service with Temple Akiba. We're so glad that you're with us. You are what makes us holy. And even though we are across time and space, we're truly just a heartbeat away from one another. I'm so fortunate to be
Rabbi, you ended up muting yourself again.
Yeah, I don't know how that happens. Thank you for indicating that to me. I don't know what you all missed. I'm Rabbi Zach. I'm here with Cantor Lonnie Freyla co-officiating, and cantorial intern Liz Baseman will also be co-officiating at our service. We are just glad that you're here tonight. It makes a difference, praying across the miles as though we're sharing one heartbeat. We are going to open our service tonight with the singing of Vayar Elohim. It's a song of creation about looking out at the entire world and recognizing the goodness that's there.
And I wanted to just give a brief introduction about the music that we'll be singing tonight. Much of our music is taken directly from our Torah portion from last week and from this week, the portion of Bereshit, which was the very first book in the Bible, and then from Parshat Noah, which is the portion that we're going to be reading this week. So a lot of our music comes directly from the portions. This first song, Hine Tov Me'od, talks about that God saw all that God created, and God said, this is very good. This is wonderful. There was evening, there was morning, and it was very good. Vayar Elohim et kol asher asa vehine tov me'od. Vayar Elohim et kol asher asa vehine tov me'od. There was evening, there was morning, there was evening, there was morning. Vayerev, vayivoker, tov me'od. Vayerev, vayivoker, tov me'od. Vayar Elohim et kol asher asa vehine tov me'od. Vayar Elohim et kol asher asa vehine tov me'od. There was evening, there was morning, there was evening, there was morning. Vayerev, vayivoker, tov me'od. Vayerev, vayivoker, tov me'od.
Greeting you as you came in were a few very special young people who are preparing to become bat mitzvah. I want to introduce one of them, and her name is Claire Ostrick. Claire, if you're here, we want you to come on camera and just say hello to everyone.
My name is Claire Ostrick. I'm preparing for my bat mitzvah. It's November 21st, and Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you so much, Claire. And I believe that even though she wasn't officially here as a greeter, Mia Sokolov is here. And Mia, do you want to say hi to everyone also? I think I saw you coming in the room.
Hi, I'm Mia, and my bat mitzvah is November 14th. Welcome.
Wonderful. We're looking forward to celebrating together. And last but not least, a special welcome to Elliot Rosenberg and his mom, Linda. And he was also a greeter, and they will be together lighting our Shabbat candles and offering Kiddush. So Elliot and Linda, let's have you come on camera now.
Hi,
I'm Elliot Rosenberg. Thank you all so much for coming. My bar mitzvah is April 24th, 2021, and Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat
Hi,
shalom.
everyone.
So you guys are staying on unmuted because now is the time to light our Shabbat candles and bring in light to this very dark world.
Okay. Getting you there.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lecha likner shel Shabbat.
How beautiful. We're going to now ask all who are able to please rise for our Kiddush. And Elliot, we're not sure if you've learned the whole Kiddush yet, so do what you can, and we're here to support the rest of it.
All right.
Move this aside.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodshu ba'ahava uvratzon hinkilanu zikaron lama'aseh Bereshit, Ki hu yon tehila lamikrai kodesh, zecher litziat mitzrayim, ki vanu v'harta v'tanu kidashta mikohanim, v'shabbat kodshecha ba'ahava uvratzon hinkatanu baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat.
Amen.
Amen. L'chaim. Elliot, that was incredible. How many months until your bar mitzvah? 6? Wow.
Yeah,
That was really
Thank you.
beautifully done. Please be seated, everyone. And it's now our honor to invite our Vice President of Administration, Jeffrey Reynolds, to offer a shalom on behalf of the board. Jeff, Shabbat Shalom to you.
Shabbat Shalom, Rabbi, and my greetings to everybody here. We wish you the best and also wish that we could possibly have been together in person. Unfortunately not, but our souls are together right now and good things will happen. Want to thank the students of LMU who have come here under the guidance of Dr. Greenberg to enjoy our service. Usually we get to shake their hands, but now we just have to kind of wave. Things that are coming up include the Sharsheret event. What's Jewish about hereditary cancer? Sounds very optimistic. That's on October 27th at 7:30 p.m. Please take a look at our materials to find a way to link to that. We're going to have Torah study on Saturday at 9 a.m. and we hope that you will come to that. Lunch and Learn is on Monday at noon, and newcomers are always welcome. And finally, Coffee with the Clergy, which is sponsored by the Sisterhood, is on Tuesday, October 20th at 11 a.m. Thank you all for coming. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you so much, Jeff. We appreciate your light and your leadership. An extended welcome again to my colleague, Eric Greenberg, and all of the students at LMU. We're glad that you're here. Following the service, we're going to ask that you hang around, but we're going to go into our own breakout room so that I can give you a sort of a tour of the Torah and just have some Q&A. Anyone who's not part of LMU but wants to have a little bit of a tour also, you're welcome to do that. Just send a message to Carol Diamond during the service. Also, if you're a student at LMU, we're going to ask that you slightly change your screen name. So keep your name whatever it is, but just say -LMU so that it's easier, excuse me, so that it's easier for us to recognize you when we go into those breakout rooms. Cantor back to you.
Thanks, Rabbi. Our next song is called This Is Very Good, and this is another song from our portion Bereshit from last week. And this talks about how God created almost everything. God created the world, God created light and darkness and the sun and the moon. Then it goes on to talk about the different animals that God created. So Carol Diamond, I don't know if we're able to do this, but I wanted to do an experiment. There's one portion of this song where it says lilies, oaks and trout, tigers and bears, sparrows, hawks, and then we're all supposed to go and apes together. So Carol, is there a way that we can unmute everyone for and apes and then remute everyone? Is that a possibility?
I can do that. I can I believe I can unmute all. Actually,
Okay, and
everyone
then-
will have to unmute themselves, and then I can mute everyone, but then you, because I will be muting you also, you'll have to unmute yourself.
I will unmute myself, I promise. Okay, so we're going to say lilies, oaks and trout, tigers and bears, sparrows, hawks, and then I'll say, okay, ready everyone? Unmute yourself, and we're going to all go, and apes.
Apes.
And apes.
All right.
But don't unmute yourselves yet.
Oh.
And there's a special unmute because I see that my little babies Maya and Eli are on here, so I want them to be able to say "and apes" also.
Lonnie, you're muted.
We muted everyone. Okay, thank you. So right now everyone should be muted, but I will let you know when it's time to unmute. So here's the beginning of the song. When God made the world, God made it full of light. The sun to shine by day, the moon and stars by night. God made it full of life. Lilies, oaks and trout, tigers and bears, sparrows, hawks. All right, everyone, unmute yourselves. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. And apes. All right, let's remute.
Coding install and it'll start the update. But wait, don't do this yet.
Everyone has to remute them. There we go. Good job. That was wonderful. And God.
Bonnie, you're muted again.
I am muted again. Okay, here we go again. And God took clay from earth's four corners to give it the breath of life. And God said, "This is very good. This is very, very good. Man, woman, and child, all are good. And we continue our service with the chanting of the Chatzi Kaddish. Yikata v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah Ba'amad divrach Yerutei v'yamlich malchutei B'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'chayedechol Beit Yisrael Bagala bagala u'vizman kariv v'yimeru Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah Mevorach Le'alam U'amei Amaya Yitbarach Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitpa'ar V'yitramam V'yinaseh V'yitadar V'yitale V'yitalal Shemei Dekudesha Brichu Le'elam min kol birchata V'shirata Tushbechata v'nechemata damiram be'ama ve'imeru. Amen. We now come to the formal worship portion of our service. This is the Baruch Hu, and we ask for all who are able to please rise and face whichever way east is in your homes. Lie, 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 lie. Yai, lie, lie, yai, lie, 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 yai, lie, 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 lie. Yai, lie, 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 lie. Yai, lie, 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 lie. Yai, lie, 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 lie. Yai, lie, 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 lie. Parechu et Adonai HaMevorach. Parechu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai.
Friends, for our next prayer, the Shema Yisrael, there's two different hand motions that we make. We've been experimenting with this with all of you for the past few weeks. It's so hard to feel connection when there's only one person singing. And it's lovely to hear our cantor sing, but we all want to feel like we're taking part of it. And there's something beautiful when we can join in movement if we can't join in voice. So when we offer the Shema, we do some hand movements. The Shema, of course, is the central prayer. It means listen, listen, O people of Israel. God who's all around us, there's only one God. And so the movements we do, Shema Yisrael, so we're listening, Adonai Eloheinu, God is all around us. Adonai Echad, there's only one God. So we do that as we offer the Shema. When we get to the second part of the prayer, the Baruch Shem Kavod, we make the Shin with our hands. That's putting three fingers up. and we cover our eyes. So we ask you to join with us in movement that we can see, but also with your voices, because we want you to be lifted in song as well.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad.
Please be seated, everyone.
We continue with the Ve'ahavta, which is our prayer that teaches us how we should show our love to God. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha uvechol nafshecha uvechol me'otecha ve'hayu advarim ha'ele Asher Anochi Mitzavecha Hayom Alvavecha Veshinantam Levanecha Vedibarta Bam Beshivtecha Bevetecha Uvlechtecha Vaterech Uvshochbecha Uvekumecha Ukshartam Leot Al Yadecha Vehayu letotafot beinenecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tizkeru vasitem et kol mitzvotai v'hitem kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem Asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim lihiot lachem lelohim ani Adonai Elohechem.
Met. As we prepare for our next prayer, the Micha Mocha, I'd like to share a reading that's in our prayer book. I'm sometimes floored because this reading has been here for many, many years. And when I'm reading it tonight, it's as though I'm reading it for the first time. It's as though it were written for right now, for what our nation is going through. Standing on the parted shores of history. That's how the reading begins. That's where our nation in many ways is right now. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, and that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness. Don't you all feel in some ways that our country is in wilderness right now? But there's no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. Micha Mocha.
Who is like you? like you, Adonai. Ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilo rose pele, nora tehilo rose pele. Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you, Adonai? Ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la.
Thank you so much, cantorial intern Liz. My gosh, you are a person of many talents as you were playing guitar, singing, and doing your own foot banjo, or excuse me, foot tambourine at the same time. We are now going to continue with the Amidah, and we ask for all who are able once again to please rise, find east in your space of worship. And Liz, you are going to continue with it for us.
So as we reach the Amidah, the central part of our service, we talk about how this blessing connects us to our ancestors, praises God, and sanctifies God's name. And we start with the words, Adonai sefatai tiftach, please God, open my lips that I can say your blessings. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agid tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu ve'imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak ve'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel ve'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibur ve'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim Vekoneh Hakol Vezocher Chasdei Avot Ve'imahot Umevi Geula Lifnei Bneihem Leman Shemo Be'ahava Melech Ozer Umoshia Umagen Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham ve'Ezrat Sarah Atah gibor le'olam Adonai Mechaye hakol atah Rav lehoshia Mechalkel chayim bechesed Mechaye hakol berachamim rabim Somech noflim ve'rofeh cholim Umatir asurim Umekayem emunato Lishenei afar Michamocha ba'al givurot Umido melach Melech memit umechaye Umatzmiach Yeshua V'ne'eman atah l'chachayot hakol Baruch atah Adonai Mechaye hakol Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh u'kadoshim b'chol yom yachalelucha selah Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh.
We're going to ask now that all who are here take a moment for silent reflection. Practice your breathing, meditate on something important, reflect on something that's happened over the week, but find that inner voice and listen to it as we pray silently.
I'm leaning over because my mic is right now on my daughter, Indy, who is going to help us sing our next song, which is B'Tselem Elohim. This is by Dan Nichols, and this is a song that talks about how we are all created in God's image. And Bereshit, it also has the words Bereshit bara Elohim, in the beginning God created. Ready? Yeah, 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 yeah. 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 We all got a life to live. We all got a gift to give. Just open up your heart and let it out. We all got a piece to bring. We all got a song to sing. Just open up your heart and let it out. Yeah, when I reach out to you and you to me, we become B'Tselem Elohim. When we share our hopes and our dreams, each one of us B'Tselem Elohim. We all got a tale to tell. We all want to speak and well. Just open up your heart and let it out. We all got a mountain to climb. We all got a truth to find. Just open up your heart and let it out. Yeah, when I reach out to you and you to me, we become B'Tselem Elohim. When we share our hopes and our dreams, each one of us B'Tselem Elohim. Can you move it over to me a little bit? Bereshit bara Elohim. Bereshit bara Elohim. Bereshit bara Elohim. Each one of us B'Tselem Elohim. Bereshit bara Elohim. All our hopes and all our dreams. Bereshit bara Elohim. Each one of us B'Tselem Elohim. Yeah, when I reach out to you and you to me, we become B'Tselem Elohim. When we share our hopes and our dreams, each one of us B'Tselem Elohim. Each one of us B'Tselem Elohim. Each one of us B'Tselem Elohim.
Cantor, I hope you don't mind, but in the chat box, as wonderful as everyone understands you are, the chat box people were raving about how awesome Indy was. Indy, that was just beautiful. I've heard you sing before, but never like that, and it really was extraordinary. Or you're listening in your mom's earphones? I see. Okay, you're great, and there's just lots of love pouring out to you. We want to take that strength. One of the things it means to be B'Tselem Elohim, in the image of God, is that we're healers, that we act as God's emissaries to bring healing to the world. And so we have an opportunity in our next prayer, the Mi Sheberach, to offer a prayer for healing for those who very much need it. Healing can mean many things. It could mean healing from a sickness or an injury. It could mean healing from emotional or mental stress. It could be healing for our country, which is quite fractured. As we sing the Mi Sheberach, we invite you to please share in our chat room, our chat box, people that you know who could use extra strength, an extra embrace of shalom as we pray together.
May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mi Sheberach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha Lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
Thank you so much, Cantor, for allowing our prayers to ascend. Shabbat Shalom again, everyone. And a very special welcome to those from LMU and to my colleague, Eric Greenberg. For those who may have joined after the service began, specifically if you're from LMU, we ask that on your screen names that you add to whatever your name is, LMU, so that we can easily recognize you after the service. Once the service is over, we will be joining in our own private chat room I'll give you a little bit of a tour of our sanctuary as best as we can in this Zoom world. And for those who are a part of our Temple Akiba family, if you want to be part of that, please send a private message to Carol Diamond or Ira Diamond. They're in the same space, and they can help facilitate this. Friends, I want to teach a little of Torah. That's what we do every Shabbat. We study Torah, we teach it, and this week is such an amazing Torah portion. It's Parshat Noach, as Cantor was explaining a little bit earlier. And this is about Noah and the flood. And I want to do a teaching at the very end of their stay on the ark to show you a little bit about what happened and discuss what it means to emerge from the ark. I'm going to share some content with you so you can have on your screens what this looks like. Let's make that a little bit bigger. So we often say, by the way, that the flood lasted 40 days and 40 nights, and some people believe that he was on the ark for 40 days, but it was really more like half a year. When you add all the time it took for the water to recede, it was much longer than 40 days. So after the flood ended, 40 days later, Noah opened the ark's window that he had made and sent out the raven, who went winging to and fro, waiting for the water to dry up from the earth. Now, the text doesn't teach us what happened to the raven. Did the raven come back, or did the raven just stay away? And our rabbis ask the question, why did God send a raven? And they discuss the raven. They share that a raven was not just a carnivore, but was almost like a vulture. And a raven would go out and pick at carcasses. And you can imagine after the flood, after all of humanity and life on earth was killed, that raven would have lots to pick at. It would even go underneath the surface of the water and see what was floating there. It was disgusting. And it's as though to say that after the world went through such a trauma, that one of the survivors, that surviving bird, would go out there and continue to pick at whatever was there. And it's horrifying. And Noah realized that's not the way the world should be. So Noah then chose the opposite of the raven. And I'm back here at verse 8. He then sent out the dove to see whether the water had eased from the surface of the soil. But the dove couldn't find a resting place for her foot, so she came back to the ark. For still there was no water on the face of the earth. And Noah, it's so tender, Noah reached out his hand and took her, bringing her back in to the ark. Noah waited an additional 7 days and again sent the dove out of the ark. And toward evening, the dove came back with a freshly plucked olive branch in her beak. So Noah knew that the water had eased from the earth. And then Noah waited another 7 days and sent the dove out. This time she no longer came back to him. So again, the first animal that was sent off was the raven. In fact, my sister-in-law, who is a noted author, wrote a book called First the Raven. You know, the first animal to go off. But that raven was not a kindly animal, according to the rabbis. The raven wanted to pluck at whatever was there and to mistreat anything that remained on earth. We don't know what happened to the raven. It was lost. And then the dove went out 3 times. The third time, it went out and didn't come back. There's a beautiful modern midrash written by my colleague, Rabbi Mark Gelman. And he said that once the dove had disappeared and the raven was already gone, raven being black, the dove being white, the rest of the birds on the planet, on the ark, said the world shouldn't be filled with things that are either black or white. And so the canary said, we need to have a search party. And the bluebird said, we need a search party. And the parrot and the peacock and all these different animals, these different winged animals. And so all of these animals flew through the sky in search of the raven and of the dove. And as they flew through the sky, all these different colored birds, they formed a rainbow in the sky. And God looked at that rainbow of animals, and God said, that's a really good idea. When creatures can work together, when they can see that the world shouldn't only be black and white, that's when we'll find the road to tomorrow. And so God responded to the rainbow of feathers with God's own rainbow in the sky as a mark of peace. Friends, as we move forward in our world, as we emerge from this election season, we can choose to be a raven and pluck at whatever's out there. We can gloat. We can decide that we still want to be like a vulture when this is all over. We can be like the dove who is seeking peace and wants peace at all costs. And we can also be that rainbow of in between, knowing that there is a time and a season for all. But most important, when the feathers come together and all the different animals work together and all different human beings work together, we can truly create a bow that connects heaven and earth, one soul to another, from now until eternity. May this be God's will. Ken Yehi Ratzon. Amen. Friends, our next prayer is the Aleinu. And this is our prayer saying that we will have an opportunity to reach eternity when all people of the world can listen to one another and work together. By Yom Hahu, on that day, God's name shall be one. We ask for all who are able to please rise.
Aleinu leshabeach ladon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
I offer a setting for the mourner's Kaddish, poem written by Chana Senish. There are stars up above, so far away we only see their light long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we loved. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us. As we live our days, these are the ways we remember. We remember friends and family of our congregation who have died, who continue to shine upon us from their eternal resting spaces. We begin with those for whom we are in Shloshim, the first 30 days of mourning, including Joel Theodore Glassman and Barbara Levy. If there are others observing Shloshim, please share their names in our chat room so we can all acknowledge and understand who you're in mourning for. We add to their names the yard sites, the anniversaries of the deaths that occur on this Shabbat. We begin with those who have plaques in our Sue and Jerry Erfrig Memorial Room. Zelda Bennis, Tessie Fagan, Jack Lewis Cates, Isadora Kasdan, Mary Kasdan, Rebecca Comblet, Harry Kurtz, Rodney Mayer, Bertha Miller, Robert Neufeld, Molly Rapport, Stella Simpson, Benjamin Weinberg, Jerry Wolkowitz. We also remember David Aberman, Richard Dorsback, Gary Drust, Dora Dubin, Sidney Dubin, Sally B. Friedman, Max Knopf, Norma Kornfeld, Jan Lunder, John Metz, Fran Miller, Edna Ostrin, Emmanuel Rosenberg, Rita Rosenthal, Harry Schnur, Diane Springer, Zoav Taver, Leonard Trank. And once again, as you have been doing, if there are names of those who are in the community that you are remembering, please share those as well. We ask for all who are able to please rise. Carol will be sharing our Kaddish Yatom, our mourner's Kaddish. And we say together, Yitkal V'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah, V'yalmad Yivrach Rote V'yamlich Malchute, B'chayechon Uv'yomechon, Uv'chayei D'chol Beit Yisrael, B'galau V'yizman Kariv Imru Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah Mevarach Leolam U'amei Omaya, Yitbarach V'yishtabach, V'yitpa'ar V'yitromam V'yitnaseh, V'yitadar V'yitalev V'yitalal, Shemei D'Kudashah Barichu, Le'elam Min Kol Birchata V'shirata, Tush B'chata V'nechemata, Damiran B'alma V'imru Amen. Yehi Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya, V'chayim, Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen. Oseh Shalom B'mromav, Hu Yaseh Shalom. Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'al Kol Yoshvei Tevel, V'imru Amen. May the one who causes peace to be known in the high heavens help us understand that by reaching out to one another, we create peace on earth as well. For all Israel and for all humanity, we say, Amen. Before our closing song, we want to offer a special thank you to Carol Diamond, who has been our Zoom master since we transitioned to the Zoom platform. Carol, thank you so much for everything you're doing behind the scenes. We also want to thank our cantorial intern, Liz, who adds so much to our service. Of course, thank you to our cantor, Lonnie Freilich, and to those who also participated in the service, including Jeffrey Reynolds, the Rosenbergs, both Elliot and Linda, and Claire Ostrin and Mia Sokolov. We're so glad that you helped to make this service even holier. Cantorial intern Liz, I believe you've got a closing song for us.
Yes, Rabbi, I do have a closing song for us. So this is a very special song because it's like a musical retelling, a midrash, a retelling of the Torah of this parsha, this portion this week that we just talked about. It's the story of Noah in a song. And I hope that you'll help me sing it. We have some hand motions to go along with it. It is rise and shine and give God your glory, glory. Can I see everybody trying that? Rise and shine and give God your glory, glory. Okay, so this is the story of Noah through a song. Here we go. Rise and shine and give God your glory, glory. Rise and shine and give God your glory, glory. Rise and shine and give God your glory, glory, children of the Lord. So what's the first thing that happened in the story? The Lord said to Noah, there's gonna be a floody, floody. Lord said to Noah, there's gonna be a floody, floody. Get those children out of the muddy, muddy, children of the Lord. So rise and shine and give God your glory. Good job! Rise and shine and give God your glory, glory. Rise and shine and give God your glory, glory, children of the Lord. So what did Noah do? So Noah, he built him an arky, Noah, he built him an arky, made it out of hickory, barky, children of the Lord. So rise and shine and give God your glory, glory. Rise and shine and give God your glory, glory. Rise and shine and give God your glory. glory, children of the Lord. The animals, they came on by twosies, twosies. Animals, they came on by twosies, twosies. Elephants and kangaroosies, roosies, children of the Lord. So rise and shine and give God your glory, glory. Rise and shine and give God your glory, glory. Rise and shine and give God your glory, glory, children of the Lord. So what happened next? Well, after all the animals got on the ark, the rain started. It rained and poured for 40 daisies, daisies rained and poured for 40 daisies, daisies drove those animals nearly crazy, crazy, children of the Lord. So rise and shine and give God your glory, glory. Rise and shine and give God your glory, glory. Rise and shine and give God your glory, glory, children of the Lord. The sun came out and dried up the landy, landy. Sun came out and dried up the landy, landy. Everything was fine and dandy, dandy, children of the Lord. Here we go. So rise and shine and give God your glory, glory. Rise and shine and give God your glory, glory. Rise and shine and give God your glory, glory, children of the Lord. Is that it? Well, this is the end of the story, story. This is the end of the story, story. Everything was hunky-dory, dory, children of the Lord. All right, last time. Are you ready? So rise and shine and give God your glory, glory. Rise and shine and give God your glory, glory. Rise and shine and give God your glory, glory, children of the Lord.
Thank you so much, Cantori Owens and Liz. That was so fun. And Sarah Fields, yes, so many of us haven't done that since camp. And so camp is life and everything else is commentary. Cantori Owens and Liz, thank you for sharing that. Cantor Lonnie, do we have something special to end services with?
Of course, we have our freshly made challah. So it's our tradition at Temple Akiba where when we're together at least, that everyone is touching the challah or touching someone who's touching the challah. So when we're on our services over Zoom, we pretend like we're touching the challah. So we're going to ask for everyone to reach out your hands to act like you're touching the challah. And we're going to do our blessing together. Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices join in happy chorus as our prayer is humbly said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'tei avon. Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.